Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. I'm sure you'll agree it's been quite a year and a half. Who's stressed? Who has anxiety? Who's happy to be here? Thank you. Wow. We are so happy to see all your faces today, and a special welcome to our virtual attendees. And we want to really give a special shout out and thank you to Advent Health for Women as our presenting sponsor. They have been with us for many years and make this possible. Our breakfast sponsor, I hope you got some breakfast. I know you got the coffee. Breakfast sponsor this morning, Fairwinds, thank you. Our live stream sponsors today, Bank of America and McGee Sanford and Associates with Merrill Lynch. Yeah, keep clapping. It makes us feel good. It's all good. Our Women of the Year reception sponsor, the Mall at Millennia, and that will be this afternoon at 3:30 on the rooftop. Our leadership sponsors today are Wani Law Firm, Success Uncensored, and Nemours Children's Health. Our engagement sponsors today, Seaside Bank and Trust, Jill S. Schwartz and Associates, Siemens Energy, Gambin Financial Group, Orlando Magic, Advanced Recovery Systems, and the University of Central Florida. So thank you all. And we have a couple of special thank yous. KPMG, I know you're here somewhere. Victory Cup Initiative, Appleton Creative. Yeah, it's all good. Victoria Angela Photography. AV Media in the back there, running our online program. The Dr. Phillips Center staff has been just phenomenal. I hope you're enjoying this new location because we certainly are. Flourish Productions, they did some special things for us today around the room. And all of our volunteers who helped out today. I'm going to go through this quickly. The program is available. There are QR codes around on some of the sponsor welcome posters. So the full program is available there with all the speaker bios. But just to give you a heads up, the 940 breakouts, implement big changes will be in this room. Navigate new normals will be on level 5, the Kessler tier. Prioritize mental health will be back down on the main lobby floor. So if you have any problems, there are tons of ushers here who are happy to show you around. And at this time, we have some special messages from Bank of America and Jill S. Schwartz, who was not able to be here today. So we're going to go ahead and play those real quickly.
Shine your light. We're better together.
We are proud to celebrate our mentors, mentees, and those who have supported our Global Ambassadors program in partnership with Vital Voices. What started 10 years ago has led to Bank of America creating additional programs and new partnerships that have helped train, mentor, and fund more than 30,000 women who not only seek their own financial success, but who bring that success to bear on their families and communities around the world. Together, we will continue to expand our thinking and our efforts to help accelerate the impact of women everywhere.
We're better together, going higher, higher.
Employment Law Firm is delighted to again sponsor the Orlando Women's Conference. This is a celebration of women, of the power of our networking, and the beauty of our friendships. Every day in our practice, we have the privilege of observing the positive impact of women in the workplace. Women have an enormous influence on creating quality as well as equality. We are very proud to support your unique talents and efforts to continue to make this a better world. The importance of women joining together and supporting each other cannot be overemphasized. As the Japanese scholar and poet Satoru once said, individually we are one drop, together we are an ocean. Take this time for yourself to reconnect, re-engage, and recharge. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Alicia Gonzalez, and she is with Fairwinds, who sponsored the breakfast. Again, that was a nice little perk this year that we haven't done before. Alicia is an educator and public affairs executive and serves as Vice President, Community Relations and Government Affairs and Executive Director of the Fairwinds Foundation, leading all community affairs efforts for Fairwinds nationwide, including the company's community affairs initiatives, programmatic activities, strategic philanthropy, team member engagement, and market reputation risk. So here's Alicia.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of myself and Fairwinds Credit Union, welcome and thank you for joining us today. I know it took a little bit of courage of coming to an event in person, so thank you for joining. We're a proud partner with Orange Appeal, and we're honored to support the 2021 Orlando Women's Conference. We're very hopeful at Fairwinds. You know, it's been an unprecedented time. And Fairwinds remains constant in wanting all their members to live a debt-free lifestyle. How wonderful is that? This year, Fairwinds has deposited over $125 million of the second round of federal stimulus dollars for our members. Our foundation has granted over $250,000 for nonprofits focusing on financial literacy. With the Paycheck Protection Program, we have helped support more than 12,000 businesses with $78 million in Paycheck Protection Program loans, and more than 100,000 employees' jobs were retained as a result of our team's efforts. We remain hopeful. On behalf of our 500-plus crew members and 200,000 members, thank you again for being here. I hope you're feeling a little bit of my excitement. It truly is refreshing to be able to come together and intentionally reconnect, re-engage, and recharge. It has been a challenging year and a half, and I'm glad that you have joined us to come together to be encouraged, inspired, and empowered. Today, we will hear from dozens of our well-respected community leaders who will share how to implement big changes, navigate the new normals, prioritize mental health, create more opportunities, define your own success, and slay those guilty dragons. I like that one. As we invest in ourselves today, let's keep charting our way forward. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Just a few quick housekeeping things before I introduce our morning keynote. Again, you can, if you want to follow us, tag us, anything social media, it's hashtag OWC21, and we hope you do a lot of that today. We want to also extend an invitation. I know most of you have seen our fabulous exhibitors outside here. You each got a passport when you came in, a little card. You'll have them initial that as you visit each one, and then you can turn it into the Mall at Millennia table for a chance to win the grand prize. Please note that Toos and Arwani Law Firm are not here today, so you don't have to get those signed, or you can sign them yourself if you want. And the grand prize is a personal styling session in the Mall at Millennia's Personal Style Suite with $500 to spend during your experience. The winner will be announced during the Women of the Year reception at 3:30 today, and you must be present to win. So thank you for that. You may notice, or in a few minutes, you'll notice that our morning keynote is changed a little bit. We found out late on Sunday that Rania Arwani, who was scheduled to speak, has COVID, so she was not able to join us. So I did what any smart Central Florida woman would do. I called on someone else and said, can you by any chance do this? It's last minute and I need you there by 8:30. And Dr. Keita Joy, who will be speaking to us at noon too, answered the call without hesitation, and I cannot thank her enough. Dr. Joy is a success maximizer, motivational teacher, CEO of Success Uncensored Coaching, offering a safe space for leaders, athletes, and influencers to maximize their greatest potential, perform at their optimal level, and unlock success now. She is the CEO of Success Uncensored Coaching, as well as a transformational speaker, wife, and mother who channels her infectious energy, you're going to see that in a minute, and drive for life into inspiring others to be intentional in their life's endeavors. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Keita Joy.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? We waking up? Are we up? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's wake up, ladies.
We run this mother.
Hey, don't we run the world? Don't we run the world? Heck yeah, we do.
Run the world.
That's right. Let's get up. Come on. Let's, ladies. Let's go. Let's go. Wake up. We're alive. You're alive in a pandemic. Come on. And you're a woman. Woo.
Some of them men think they freak this like we do, but no, they don't. Make your check come at their neck. Disrespect.
Hey, I can just dance a little longer, right?
Can try to touch it. Want to speak, it's crazy.
All of you run the world. All of you. We wouldn't be where we are today without each and every one of you. All right. My amazing team in the back.
I'm so good with this.
They're trying to take you to the club after this.
Come here, baby. Hope you still like me.
Great morning, great morning. You're like, whoa, she is like, how many cups of coffee did she have? What in the world? She seemed so sweet and docile when I saw her, and now she is just a ball of energy. Oh my goodness. It's probably because my mom just came in. Hi, mommy. Right here. Somebody help my mama right there. Yeah. Aren't we all like mommy's girls though, right? I'm 39, and every time I see my mom, I'm like, Mommy, hi. Oh my goodness, it feels good to be in community. It feels great to be face to face, though we still have to be cautious, practice, good safety measures, but we need connectivity. We're built to connect, not just do business, but truly connect, heart, soul, mind. That is the pulse of who we are as people. And so when I thought about being able to come up and speak this morning, I'm a word person. I'm a success coach, a motivational speaker, and anytime you're around someone, that just means I'm like super positive like all the time, so I probably get on your nerves like that person. We always think about words, and I can take one word and like hold on to it for months until God says, here's a new word to focus on. And so I kept saying, wow, for this Orlando Women's Conference, like, what's that word? What is it? And I wait for it. And God decided to give me the word like 2 nights ago. I was like, not 2 weeks ago. We're going to wait two nights. So I will, okay. And the word was alive. Alive. It just kept screaming at me. In a pandemic, with our own family members and friends who are hurting right now in a pandemic, you are chosen to be alive. You are chosen to be alive. If we can be honest, some of our loved ones have passed during this season. But you are chosen to be alive. That is significant. And so what I want to do today is I want to encourage you, but I want to call you. That's the coach in me. Always got to be like application. You got to leave and do something. But I want you to get out there and live like you've never lived before. And if you saw that slideshow going on, that very first picture is where I grew up in North Miami, Florida. Woo woo. Shout out anybody else? We say from the 305 County a Day. Okay. Hey, there we go. Cameraman. And when I grew up there, that small little house felt like a mansion. And the reason why it felt like that was because there was love there. And when you have love there, it doesn't matter the size of the home. It's the size of the heart. But I remember having a lot of humble beginnings. And throughout my life, I've had my share of a lot of them. A lot of times where I've failed, gotten back up again, failed again, got back up again. But one of the things I always did on this quest of life is making sure that I define success on my own terms. That just because I came from a certain neighborhood, just because I'm a double minority, being a black and woman, is not going to discount me from any prize. All of us have our own stories. Whether you came from a home of wealth or you came as an immigrant from another country, there are still things that we've experienced that have hurt us, but at the same time have shaped us. So let's talk about, now that we're here and we're alive, what does that look like to actually live? So here goes the squad. Growing up, I'm the only child, but yet God made sure I had friends in the neighborhood that became my sisters. We are in a season again where you need to make sure you have sisters. Virtual sisters, hop on Zoom sisters. But you need sisters now. We cannot live in a silo. You cannot afford not to be vulnerable and transparent with your sisters. This is a time for sisterhood. And so when I was young, being an only child, any only childs in there? Hi, oh my gosh, hi! It's a whole thing with us. We'll like hang out after. It's a whole thing. We're a different breed, honey, a different breed. I remember one day I was like, oh my gosh, the world doesn't revolve around me. Like I didn't understand that. But being an only child, you can sometimes feel like you're in a silo and desire that community and connection. And I had that here with the neighborhood girls. Oftentimes as women, when you get older, we still can feel like, oh, I want a friend. Where's my friends? Where are my people? And sometimes you can get discouraged because you think it's going to be at work. Come on, we're going to be honest. And then sometimes you get to work and you're like, ooh, it's not there. Or sometimes you even go to church and you're like, wait, this don't feel right. Where's my community? And I'm here to tell you, as we go through some different principles, if you apply them to your life, you'll make sure that you attract the community that you need. And so during this time, it's been hard to live. Has it not been hard to live? It's been difficult to live. There has been trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma in our, not even just our nation, in the whole world. And through all of that, especially as women, we're still supposed to be mothers, wives, community members, leaders. How? I'm still supposed to smile and put my makeup on and act like everything is okay, but everything's not okay. It's not. And so I want to talk about when things are not okay, how do you still live when it's not okay? When you're dealing with social injustice, when you're dealing with last year in the virtual school, that was crazy. I'm not a homeschool mom. And if you are, that's one of the best rock star jobs ever. That just ain't me. And so here I was running a business. And if you see my kids here doing virtual school at the house, it was crazy. So last year, I just gave them a pass. I told them, I said, like, we'll just count our losses and we move forward. I didn't check on your homework. I didn't know what you were doing. Come on, right. Hello, come on. I'm one person. What do you want from me? I felt good that my kids got up every morning. They ate breakfast. They brushed their teeth, I think. They got on the computer when they were supposed to with their teachers, and they got off the computer when they were supposed to. Whatever happened in between, hey, life happened. And so all these things shape our worldview, they shape our perspective, and they also shape our self-concept. So I struggled during the pandemic. I'm very much a book that I have when you come by my table. It's a high achiever's guide to define success on your own terms. I am a classic high achiever. My mommy knows. Everything, I have to be great. Everything has to be great. It has to be over the top. It's hard to do that in a pandemic. You know, it's hard. So I had some reckonings, and I had to deal with some self-acceptance. What are some things in your life that you just need to accept? Not saying you're settling, but you just have to accept that this is where we are right now. I had to accept the fact that I'm not a homeschool teacher, nor do I desire to become one. I like being a boss, and we're gonna do the best we can to manage both during a pandemic, and it will be okay. And I realized that I don't need to compare my journey to someone else's. So many of you have gone through PTSD and didn't even label it as that, but I'm sure you did. And so PTSD is not just wartime, and it's very much more common in women than men. Go figure. Because sometimes to our own detriment, we take on too much. We do too much. Men are quick to say, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. They know their lane, that's what they do, and that's it. We're the ones that are like, I can pick up the slack. I can do this and that. And you know what you're also picking up? Baggage, trauma, anxiety, depression, because you're putting way too much on your shoulders that you're not responsible for. So especially during a pandemic, I know as women, we felt it even more. About 8 million people have PTSD in a given year, and 70% of adults experience at least one traumatic event in their lifetime. One? Ha. Ha. Raise your hand if you've been through traumatic experiences in the last 2 years. You have. So what do we do to live? That's what we're going to talk about. One of the things that you need to do in order to live is you have to be aligned. You have to be aligned, which means to surrender and accept. We would love for things to go back to normal. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. You wanted me to say, oh, it is in like a year. That's what people want to hear. You want people to get up on the podium and lie to you, because that's what they do. Oh, so, you know, we're hoping in about a year things will die down. We don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. They don't know. But we do know we can be our best. We can operate in purpose. We can love. We can have community. We can answer our call. We can still make a difference. But that takes alignment. And when you think about a car getting aligned, because I know I wait to the last minute to get these things done, and my husband gets on me. See, they're good for something. He reminds me to get alignments, oil changes, that type of thing. Good job, babe. But getting these alignments, it's not comfortable. When you think about what a car, look at all these tools that it takes for your car to get into an alignment. So we're in a season in a pandemic where it is natural to feel uncomfortable. When you're going through changes, it will require you to be uncomfortable. And so when you think about oil changes and getting alignments, what's the issue? I know I'm a speed racer, so I'm going over potholes, boom, 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 boom. Crazy turns. But if you look here, it says even regular wear and tear is enough to throw everything out of whack. And we're talking about a car. how much more do you think your high achieving self, who has to do everything, everywhere, how much more you need an alignment if a car does? Juggling motherhood, your significant other, work, the boards that you're on, the clubs and organizations that you're a part of. You don't think that you need an alignment? Do you even know what that looks like? That's why I'm here. See? I'm going to tell you. All right? And so these are the benefits for a car getting alignment. You get more out of life. You save, you enjoy. This one hit me. You enjoy a smoother ride. Imagine in a pandemic with chaos, calamity, and confusion, that if you align yourself to your purpose, you could, even in the midst of all of this, could have a smoother ride. I said, let me lean into that. And so it takes first, like I said, acceptance. So what I want everyone to do, stand up. I won't make you dance to Beyonce anymore for right now. Go ahead and stand up. And so growing up, my amazing mom battled with drugs and alcohol throughout my childhood and adulthood, and is now a recovering, amazing lady. Hello. Writing books, motivational speeches. She's just like all of that in a bag of chips. But I remember going to the AA meetings and sitting there being nosy. I thought I was so fascinated, but really I was nosy because everyone shares their stories. I'm like, oh, for real? And then what happened? Oh my gosh. I mean, they were, I was like, whoa. So as a kid, I was like, well, these are powerful stories. And they would always end it with that serenity prayer. And so mom, really loud, she's like, really, you gonna do this to me? Like today? Can you start it out in the beginning when we start the serenity prayer? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. If that is not a mantra for the pandemic, I don't know what is. That's it. So the reason why I have you standing is it's important to make sure that your mind, body, and soul are always aligned. And in order to do that, there's certain movements that you should make that remind you to accept. And so at church, we call them holy hands, but you don't have to go to church. This is not a church thing, not a religious thing. But if you do go to church, you might be used to it already. When you in the spirit, okay? And what happened? But you know why? The hands go up because it's an act of surrender. It's like saying, I don't know everything. I don't have it together. I screw up. I need help. I don't have all the answers. As brilliant and bold and smart and cute and all of this that I am, I still don't know everything. Ah! That's what the holy hands are. That's what we do. But even in your job, when you're at your cubicle, inside your office, you can put up your hands. And so in other terms, we call them willing hands. Willing. I'm open, willing to do whatever it is I need to do. I'm surrendered. So what I want you to do now, just put your hands up and learn and let them loose. Yes. Ooh, y'all look good and surrendered and peaceful and still cute. And put them up. And now go ahead and put them down. Anytime you're in your house, at your job, and you start to feel really overwhelmed because you're thinking about a million thoughts at one time. And in a pandemic, I guarantee you, as soon as I get off this stage, your mind's already going to think about a million things. You're probably already thinking about what I have to do when I go back to the office. Am I going back to the office? Who do I need to call? Is there an email I need to send? Like, I even thought about it already. Am I going to the office after this? Am I going home? Like, what am I doing? We have so many things that cloud our mind, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed, you get anxious. And when you get anxious, you have to remember to release. So everybody, one more time, just put your hands up in the air, and you're saying, and everybody will say, ah, ah. You don't have to wait to just only do that with me. Go ahead and have a seat, all peaceful and stuff. Make sure I keep track. So the next part, so I can wrap it up, you want to be aligned and you want to be anchored. Anchored. People who have peace are anchored in something bigger than themselves. I have to be something bigger than my mom, bigger than my job. So that's why when I step up here, my big why is I want to heal. I want to inspire. I want to motivate. I do this anywhere. Anybody who knows me, this is my life. The barista at Starbucks gets this, just not the dress. But they get it. I kid you not. My team members, they know before we start our meetings, we go over, she's like, yep. What are we grateful for? Tell me your I ams. Anywhere I am, I feel like it is my duty to inspire, to motivate, and to encourage. Start thinking about for you. What's your bigger why? It cannot just be money. It helps to push your purpose forward, but that is not where your peace comes from. And the pandemic has taught us that. Some of you had to relearn that. Had to go back to school again, like, oh, my money doesn't make me happy. Dang it. Oh, I thought it was. Nope. You have to remember your why. What are you anchored in? And I know people say, oh, my kids, bigger than that. I love mine. Trust me, I have an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, 5th grade rock star, safety patrol, news crew, basketball. He's rocking it. Oh, yeah. But I still got a bigger why than him. And all his cuteness, because he's cute. And I got to watch these girls already. I'm like, But even in all of that, that's still, I have a bigger why than him. Some of you have to reevaluate that all your life. And my kids, what else? What else? What's bigger? For me, I am so tapped in to God. That's my big why. How does he want to use me? What's your big why? You got to tap into that. And that is how you will be able to live. So in the beginning, I said the word was alive. But really, the word is to live. You can be alive and not living. I used to love that show, The Walking Dead. And many of us right now are the walking dead. You're not managing your anxiety properly. You're not managing your depression properly. You're having a hard time coping with the loss of friends and family. All of that is understandable. But how do you continue to move forward? Remembering, what are you anchored in? This world is going to continue to have pandemics, strife, calamity, natural disasters. It's not going to stop. This is me being motivating, I know. Gosh, you're so motivating. But the reason why I'm telling you that is that's the acceptance. I hear a lot of phrases, I can't wait till this is over. But what if it's not going to be over yet? How are you going to get your peace now? Some of you are banking your peace on hoping it's going to be over by December. What if it's not? Some of you are like, oh, I'm happy because I know it'll be over by summer. How do you know? You didn't know the Delta variant was coming. You thought it was going to be over already. The point I'm trying to make is you have to accept the things you don't have control over and focus on what you do. And what you do have control over is being able to what? Live. To do what? Live. Let's live. So I want all of you today to think about, what does living look like for me? What does that look like for me to live? Who am I called to make a difference in? Whose lives? And what does that look like for me? Utilizing my gifts, my talents, my strengths, my passion, the love inside of me. This is the season of being the bigger person, just like a caveat, because women are petty. So I just want to put that out there. This is bigger season, ladies, because right now you don't know what's going on with other people. Someone might not have called you back and you're close and you feel like they should have called you back. Hello, it's a pandemic. We're all struggling, okay? I don't care how cute they look. They're probably struggling with something. I don't care how much they look like they had it all together at the last networking event. They're struggling. So this is the season of grace. This is the season of being the bigger person. This is the season of love. Because you know what? In all honesty, maybe they were doing great that day. It's a pandemic. Then a new day came. Okay? It's tough. So let's live, but define what living looks like for you. Deal? So everybody, I want you to do you, do it well, and do it consistently. And that's what we're going to talk about later this afternoon when I come back again. All right, you guys continue to enjoy the rest of your conference, the breakout sessions, everything, and let's live today, right? We're going to live. Yes.
I'm so sorry about those chords.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Not only was she amazing, hitting it at the last minute, but she danced around 4 sets of chords up here, and I forgot all about it. So can we just give Dr. Joy another hand? Thank you. And please remember, she does have a exhibit space down near the end there, and she's got her books and other materials, so stop by. Now you can take a little break, but the first breakout sessions, it says 9:40, but it's probably going to be 9:45, just saying. So anyway, enjoy the day, and thank you all again so much for coming.